Hey, all right, it's the Dale Carnegie 30-day challenge. It is day 26, and today's principle is let the other person save face. You may have noticed in this video series that when I share personal examples, stories from my own experience, that I do not share the names of any of the other people that are in those stories. That is an example of applying today's principle, actually. It's protecting the innocent as well as the guilty, except, of course, myself. I will be open and honest about the mistakes I've made, and people can think whatever they want about me. Most people are embarrassed when they make a mistake, especially when that mistake is made in public, in front of a public eye. And we can help people keep their dignity by keeping any conversations about those mistakes in private with that person versus in front of others. I once co-facilitated a public workshop for Dale Carnegie, and it was me and one of my more seasoned colleagues. And we had about 30 business professionals in this beautiful big hotel hall. And these were all managers, executives, who are from many different companies, from many different industries, some of which we were already working with, others we wanted to work with. And one of the things about doing business in Quebec is that we do business in two languages, English as well as French. Now, about 5 minutes before the workshop was supposed to start, my esteemed colleague made his way to the front of the room and stood in front of the entire group to make some announcements before the official start time. And he did a splendid job. He was very eloquent and animated, and there were looks of confusion on the participants' faces, and I knew why. While this was an English workshop, my colleague was making this announcement completely in French. And by the look on his face as he returned to the back of the room, he had no idea that he had just done that. So with a smile, I gently led him outside the hall. And as soon as I was sure that we were outside of earshot, I asked him, "So this is going to be an English workshop, right?" And I saw his face turn white. And remember that, okay? He was totally embarrassed about that. And this allowed him to then, at the official start time, go back to the front of the room, open the workshop strong in English, and reestablish his trust and rapport with the audience himself. Now imagine, if I would have raised my hand or called out from the back of the room and corrected him while he was making that announcement, how might that have impacted his confidence for the rest of the workshop? How might that have impacted his trust in me for the rest of our relationship? Okay? And even worse, they say that public speaking is the #1 fear on earth. Well, actually, it's not. It's public humiliation. It's the potential of embarrassing ourselves and making a mistake in front of a watchful public eye, a judgmental eye, that we really fear. And having that kind of an incident of making a mistake in front of a public audience of 30 people, that can be scarring. Less has scarred people for life and made them afraid of public speaking for the rest of their life. Now, my colleague has a very strong constitution, and I know that wasn't going to be at risk. But still, the other things were. So imagine if I would have done that. And by the way, many people would. And they don't think that far ahead before they open up their mouths just to be right about something and correct somebody. If you're all about being influential and being a leader and being a coach and building people up, then be strategic and tactful in your corrective conversations. Get the person in private. Be compassionate with your correction and give them the opportunity to own their mistake. Let the other person save face, and you will be a leader who builds others. If you've gotten some value out of this video, please click like. And if you're someone who contributes value to others, then please share this video on your social media. There is somebody in your circles who needs to see this message right now, and you could be the one to give it to them. This is the Dale Carnegie 30-day challenge. My name is Oren Weintraub, and I will see you tomorrow for Principle 27.